Clean Eating 101. Now, this is just not another fad diet. When we are truly trying to recreate, a healthier lifestyle and create these habits that will last us a lifetime, as well as our family lasting a lifetime of health and habits that we are creating right now, it's going to start with clean eating. And why I love this so much is one, it's not a fad diet. Two, there is no right or wrong way to do this. Your clean eating might look different than my clean eating, and you can seriously still enjoy life with ease. You don't need to count macros. If we're counting macros right now for our goal, that is great. However, like I'm going to keep repeating, in order to see results, in order to, reach our goals, it doesn't need to be tracking our food, doesn't need to be counting calories, but it does need to be creating a healthier habit and really diving deep into, what we truly want and creating a new lifestyle that we can sustain for a lifetime. Now, what the hell is clean eating? Clean eating is basically consuming whole foods, more whole foods than you are processed junk, highly processed foods. Now, whole foods is, a banana, chicken, strawberries, items that don't need an ingredient label. This is what I'm talking about here. So, a banana is a banana, chicken is chicken. These food items don't have ingredient labels because they are whole. They don't undergo a lot of processing. They're not chemically modified. They are what you're getting, and you know what you're putting into your body because they're not, really going through a factory, getting manufactured to make you, chemically want more of them. And like it says here, most of the time, I'm not saying we're going to be slaving away, making sure we're not eating anything junk. We're only going to be eating carrots and lettuce like rabbits. That's not what I'm about. I want us to create a lifestyle that we truly enjoy, as well as creating healthy dishes that are delicious and that keep us full and feeling amazing throughout our day and throughout our journey. I truly feel like the whole food diet and a clean eating diet is key to any success, whether that is weight loss, weight gain, or just all in all, a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. When we are consuming like highly processed foods with ingredient labels, down to our ankles, you are putting so much chemicals into our body. Just imagine, our body is the only one we get, and what we're feeding it, the fuel that we're putting inside our machine, is what's going to be the outcome. So if you're feeding your body junk all the day and putting a bunch of crap in there with ingredient labels and processed foods that are causing you inflammation, causing your hormones to be all messed up, fatigue, digestion issues, I truly believe, and I preach this all the time, that a lot of the stuff that goes on with us, from like eczema to our skin to our digestive to just how we show up in the world, really goes back to what we're feeding our bodies with, what we're feeding our brains with. Just think about it. Our brain is an organism. We are feeding it. It's getting life from what we're putting in our body. So if we keep putting the junk in, it's going to, give us kind of junk out, if you think of it that way. So whole foods, fruits and veggies, complex carbs, sweet potatoes, corn, nuts, whole grains. Now, when I say, highly processed, like oats, yes, they're processed. When you get some type of bread and whole grains, yes, they're processed. But you still know what they're getting, and there's not a lot of additives to it. So it's not this strict paleo type of diet, strict nothing that comes from a factory. That's not what I'm trying to instill here. This is just really staying away from these ingredient labels that are down to our ankles. We don't have no idea what we're putting in our body, and looks like a science experiment. Finding balance, creating balance. This is my girl, Claire. That's what I decided to name her earlier. This is the second take I'm videotaping this because the first time my head got chopped off. So stick with me here. All right, Claire. Claire is on the go. Claire's got work up to her neck. She is, running in and out of fast food joints whenever she can. She's hitting the vending machine. She doesn't have time to wake up in the morning to do her workout. She's running late out the door. Maybe she'll grab a banana at Wawa. Maybe once in a while she'll have some lettuce on top of a burger. But other than that, her metabolism shot, her brain is fried, and she is fatiguing all day. She is thinking about her hunger pain. She's thinking about the next time she can get a snack. She's not able to focus on work and she's seriously playing catch up and being on that hamster wheel of life. Like Claire is 6 coffees deep. It's probably not even noon where she's at. All right. So we got Claire number 2. Claire, you know what? She said enough is enough. She decided to invest herself, her time, her energy into the Healthier You program. And she right there is now creating 80% of her diet wholesome foods, clean foods that she knows what she's eating and she's feeling good about herself. But Claire is also enjoying her free time. She's having ice cream with her boyfriend. Claire is going to taco night at the Mexican restaurant. She's choosing what she wants to eat. She's making smarter choices and she's saying, okay, can you hold off on the butter? Can I get oil instead? Okay, can I maybe get instead of the extra 3 tortilla wraps, can I get, just some extra lettuce on the side, making her own salad. Claire is on top of her game. She is now, working from home maybe. She has some extra free time. Her wheels are spinning up there. Her brain is working. And she is able to fully function and be in control of her life. Now, I think we all want to be like Claire number 2, because I know you girls want to be, feeling it, feeling alive and thriving. And that's what Claire number 2 is doing. She's taking control, and that's what we are here for. Why? Well, if Claire's was an example wasn't enough, here we go. Why? 1 is not a fad diet. Like I said before, there's not a diet on the market that can guarantee you a lifetime of, sustained eating habits that create, a positive outcome. It's going to save you some money. You're going to be saving money because you're not going to be buying that highly processed food that you're basically just purchasing chemicals. You're purchasing a half a product. Like when we buy tomato sauce. If you're not buying tomato sauce that has whole tomatoes, you're buying a watered down product. We're wasting money there. Again, improving our quality of food is going to improve our health, improve, so much around us. We're going to be leveling up, like Sierra says, level up, not only ourselves, but our family and, everything else around us, because we're going to be feeding ourselves a smart way. We're going to be eating nutrition-dense foods. We're not going to be feeling sluggish. Our hormones are going to be, lining up and getting in order. When we have this whole food diet and we truly level up, it is seriously a natural detox. When you start cutting the crap and living on that 80-20, maybe some days it might be 90-10. Maybe some days it might be 75-15. Maybe another day it's going to be 60-40. But you are making sure that the whole foods, the clean foods, are always coming out in the higher percentage. And that is when we're going to get that natural detox, when we're going to get rid of, inflammation that we might be having, that fatigue, that tiredness, and really, living the best life that we can, avoiding mood swings. So when these companies give you genetically modified food, GMO, or even highly processed artificial sweeteners and sugars, these are made in the lab. In the lab, there's someone in there saying, okay, what else can we put in here that is going to make the consumer, us, want more of it? What are we going to put in here that's going to make them feel like, that just wasn't enough? Maybe one more. This is what they're doing. So in order for us to, kind of cut the crap, like I keep saying, is going to be to stay away from that stuff. And there's no wrong or right way. Like I said, my boy down here, he's having a good time. His mom's feeding him some good food. He has energy. He's like number 1 on the baseball team. All right. So this is what I'm saying. It all trickles down the ladder. And the only rule is that you have to enjoy what you eat, because there's so many different recipes out there, so many different ways we can really create this healthy lifestyle. Alrighty, how to create it. How are we going to really get the ball rolling? 1, you girls already took the first step by realizing that what you've been doing, these habits that you've been creating, just aren't working anymore. Start by cooking more at home. And I'm talking about, I want you to cook, more at home than you eat out, or than that you buy processed food or whatever it might be. Technically, that's 51%. I think we can all handle 51% of the time we are cooking at home, making sure we are in control of what we're putting into our body. Also, reading ingredient labels. There is no bad food. However, there is less nutrient-dense food And when you get into label reading, which we will, right here I just have some peanut butter. I want to use this as an example. We got Skippy. Skippy, household name, you know, what can't be that bad. But when you hit peanut butter, you think you just really need peanuts in it. What else do we need? This one has dry roasted peanuts, sugar, hydrogenated oil, cottonseed oil, soybean oil, and then some salt. Not totally horrible. We understand what they are. We know what hydrogenated oil is because it's in a lot of these processed foods. However, side note, in 2021, hydrogenated oil will be illegal in the US. Now, on the other hand, we have Crazy Richards, so many other great peanut butter companies out there that this one is just peanuts. Now, the macros may be close to the same, whatever that is. However, the food, the chemicals that we are putting in our body is less. And that's what I want you to look for. Because peanuts really just need, or peanut butter just needs peanuts, right? On the side note, staying away from those artificial sweeteners. Also, keeping our macros in mind. Like I said, we don't necessarily need to be counting our macros or counting our calories. However, we want to make sure that we're getting a substantial amount of protein, that we aren't overloading on the carbs, whether they are healthy sweet potatoes or maybe some whole grain bread, not overdoing it. Too much of any food, whether it is healthy or just less healthy, is too much and is overeating. Where else we can get started is going to be cleaning out our pantry, cleaning out our fridge, starting new, starting fresh. We say it's hard to eat clean with a dirty fridge. You know, when you go into your fridge and there's boxes and leftovers and there's half-eaten crap in there that nobody's going to eat, it's time to dig deep, take a few deep breaths, put on some music, feel the rhythm, and start cleaning all that stuff out. It's a great time to start taking inventory if that's what you might be thinking you want to get into, so you're not keep rebuying. All these simple steps are going to just help making this new lifestyle that we're trying to create that much easier. Last but not least, when we are dieting, there's a lot on the market. You girls know by now, there's, weight loss shakes, there's meal replacement shakes. They got fat-free skinny girl dressing. We got low diet soda. Anytime a company is taking something out, reduced fat, fat-free, low sodium, whatever it might be, they are most of the time putting something else back in. So in order to make it low fat, or in order to make it still taste good, they're going to be adding something back in, and it's normally some type of artificial sweetener, some type of chemical, something we don't even know how to pronounce is going to be on that label. So in order for us to really have that whole food diet, I'm fine with us sticking with the full fat cream cheese, the full fat sour cream, the full fat yogurt, because that means it is not as processed as you are getting, these items that they're cutting things out of. Some other little side notes, obviously that multigrain and whole grain are not the same. Whole grain is the whole germ. Multigrain is going to be whatever they find in that chop shop that day, let's say. And that creating a healthier lifestyle, creating that whole food diet and that clean eating diet with the 80-20 in mind. Like I said, you might say, my 80-20 is like, girl, I want that Skippies. I love the Skippies. Then go ahead. Maybe my 20 is that I like, candy bars, whatever it could be. Finding that balance to really create something that is life-changing, something that is going to, really enhance your years here on earth. That is what I want for you ladies. Getting our hormones in check, having our digestive in check, getting rid of maybe some eczema, getting rid of maybe some, just bloated feelings. And it's going to take time. And through this process, we'll get into this more. I'm trying to not to get off track, but you know how I get. Going through this process, you might find, wow, like I really love cheese, but cheese makes me feel like shit. Wow, I really love, that cereal, but every time I eat it, now something just isn't working right. So you will learn so much about your body. This is a learning process. And when you choose foods and when you're deciding what you want to put into your body, think about it. Is this going to make me healthier or is this going to make me sick? When I'm reading ingredients, does this look like a science experiment? Is there, taking all these ingredients, and if I had them separated in a little petri dish on my table, does it look like something I really want to be eating? Or does it look, like I said, like I'm about to, make an explosion here on my plate? So think of it that way. Create that whole food diet. and let's make this last a lifetime.